going forward, though. I'm excited to see what Game 2 brings. We're going to go to a quick break as we remake the server because we were having some internet issues. We'll be right back. Don't go away. This series should be one to watch.
And we are back, esports fans. Got a little Rocket League action going between UT Arlington and Missouri. I'm FBI Tugboat, joined with Cool J. Man haunts down in producer's box, producing away, making our job just so much easier. And what we just saw, Cool J, is proof that UT Arlington can bleed. Missouri taking a 3-2 overtime victory over them. Their first map loss. Missouri has not suffered a map loss yet.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if UTA can change that here. They started off very slow in Game 1, as we've mentioned, but they fought back with a vengeance, forcing overtime. We'll see now. I think the key for them really is to get off to a hot start, really force Missouri out of their comfort zone. Even though they did force a tie game, they never led once in Game 1. I want to see them take the lead here, and Genghis going for an early one. Echo Clutch is there for the rebound, but he just can't quite get the timing.
Man, oh man. Okay, so to maybe extrapolate this to other esports, right? What Echo Clutch just did, if this is a first-person shooter, is he was certain that his last bullet killed the guy, and he started to reload before the guy died. So Echo Clutch there, in Rocket League terms, was so certain that that shot was going in that he didn't really set up for the rebound because he was just 100%, as it was an uncoordinated flip, results in an off-center shot. Hate to see it. 50 seconds in.
Yeah, and it's kind of surprising because it's really the opposite of what we saw with them against Wichita State, as Missouri wastes no time punishing them for their mistakes on the other end.
Yeah, slightly miscoordinated UTA team results in Ethanol taking advantage of a runaway ball. Mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again, Cool J. I think the big defining factor here is UTA team that has pretty much only operated all of these games at an advantage while they're winning, right? Seeing how they play from behind is simply something we have not done in this series of the EGFC Power Series. So we'll see how they have to, respond to that pressure, right? Nobody wants to play from behind.
Yeah, indeed. No one wants to play from behind, and they might be playing from And they not playing from behind for long. Echo Clutch putting one in right there.
Yeah, UTA is not a team that goes long without a score one way or another. What we saw, something like 2.5 minutes in between their scores, but they shut out multiple teams earlier. No points scored for them. But again, that was when they were playing from ahead. That was when they were playing from an advantage.
Now Missouri coming back down the pitch fast. They're looking for some aggression here. Well dealt with, though, by UTA. Now Adverse playing it goalwards. Dealt with by Ethanol, but the ball has not been cleared. The danger is still here. Oh, but there's no one in the midfield that time. Homeless Baby playing it into the center. A demo from Ethanol, but UTA gets what they wanted. They forced it back into Missouri's half and slowed down that aggression.
Nice pop over attempt by Homeless Baby here. Playing offense, playing defense. This guy can do it all. A lot of time spent in front of Missouri's goal, but just like that, advantage taken. They respond to that situation appropriately, and the offense is on. Adverse tries some fanciness up top to bring this ball all the way down bottom, get it taken away, but nice pop away. Results in more Missouri offensive pressure, or pressure against them, excuse me. That's confusing.
Yeah, UTA is trying their hardest right now to put this ball on the net, but they just can't do it. I love how relentless Missouri is going after these 50-50 balls. This is what I wanted to see from Wichita State. UTA cannot do anything for free. They have to work hard for every opportunity, every shot, every goal, every pass, every clear, everything. There's nothing that comes easy in this game playing against Missouri, and that's what I really love to see. That's some great Rocket League from them.
Yeah, that's apt analysis, my man. There's nothing that's going to get away for free here. And that was very impressive defense. Let's break that one down a little bit. Adverse definitely got the call from teammate that they got it. Don't worry about it, because especially his positioning was not advantageous. And a misplay could have resulted in own goal. So good awareness on that one as we hit about 145. Close to 100 seconds left. We're looking at both teams struggling to get that number 2. Now, do you think we're going to see another overtime match, man?
Well, it's definitely possible. The way these teams have looked, both teams right now are not making any mistakes. Oh my goodness! Adverse right there, he makes a big one. He had an opening for a score and he just bounced it off the post. He's coming back in for a second chance though, and he just can't quite get it in.
Great job from UTA answering this, and so far acknowledging mid-map the ball and getting this back over, but just like that, Missouri has proven themselves very efficient and swapping around, but like not just possessions, but as well as offensive, defensive pressure, getting this ball downfield when they need to.
Yeah, and we can really see the difference in philosophies of these two teams. UTA is all about the volume shooting. They've got 8 shots on goal. Meanwhile, Missouri, they're more focused on making those shots count. They've only got 2 on goal, make it 3 just there, but they've put one of them in already. I mean, that's pretty good percentage.
Yeah, a lot of fighting mid-map. I think this can just be kind of indicative of later game Rocket League, especially with this tied up and as low a score as you can get at a tied score. Echo Clutch and Genghis getting this ball very quickly on out. Don't want that one hanging around there too long. Echo Clutch coming in the clutch. Again, nice defensive pop. This one ending midfield, but just like Missouri players are apt to do, they get this centered, but now UTA starting back over. This game has been characterized by a lot of defensive pops that are answered midfield. Whoever answers those continues to take possession afterwards every single time.
Yeah, now with 5 seconds left, we will see one more chance and a shot on goal. Oh, Ethanol just barely gets back in time. Now there could be a last second chance, but this ball looks like it's going to hit the ground, and it's overtime, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1, and we shall see. The last time we were here, Missouri took a goal pretty easily against UTA to win it. We did see them spend a little bit of time hooting on. This time, though, UTA wasting no time. Genghis putting in the finisher.
Nicely done. Only 10 seconds into overtime, UTA finding a gap and taking advantage of it. Nicely done. Not a huge hit from Genghis. Not a huge hit was needed. He needed a tiny little tap, treated the ball gentle-like, and it goes right over 2 different defenders. Nicely done. Overtime performances comes out for the top of UT Arlington. Now we have a tied series 1-1. Was it 6 shots for the side of Adverse? But no goals. Interesting.
Yeah, I noticed in the last minute of regulation there, it seemed like Missouri was pressing a little bit. They were overcommitting to some of their attack runs. I feel like they were starting to get frustrated. You know, they had spent 4 minutes. They would only put the ball in the net once. That's not the kind of gameplay that they're used to. They want to put the ball in the goal in bunches. And I saw them overcommitting. Unfortunately, in regulation, UTA couldn't punish it, but we see very quickly there in overtime, they get that winning goal. Now we're going to game 3. This series is tied 1-1, and this one now becomes very, very important. We're essentially playing a best of 3. Whoever wins this one right here goes to match point in game 4.
That's I'm honestly kind of taken aback by that. I've never even thought about that before. That really is. In a best of 5, you go 1-1, you're basically in the best of 3. That's I like it a lot. Awesome casting, Cool J. I love it. 30 seconds in or so. A little bit of a runaway, and that hits corner. The Christmas present coming early for Echo Clutch on the side of UTA.
Yeah, UTA, they were sweating bullets right there, but they're breathing a sigh of relief now because thankfully their rotations were not punished. Their bad rotations, I should say, were not punished that time. The shot was just off target on the full pitch hit from Coma's baby. Adverse now bringing it back the other way. Look at this air dribble. Ethanol going to meet him in midair and stop it. Echo Clutch though off the sidewall, looking to hook up with Genghis over the middle. Not quite working out this time, and Homeless Baby bringing it back down the pitch.
Some experienced pilots over on the side of UTA, we'll say, is very, very impressive. Ball management as you're even flipping and going. Maybe something I'm a little bit jealous of, something I wish I could recreate my own games. Who knows? Minute and some change in here, Cool J. No points either side.
Oh man, I feel you though. If only I could do some of the things that these guys do on the pitch. It's incredible stuff. I mean, it would take me a long, long time to build up some of these skills in the Rocket League, and I've definitely got a big appreciation for the types of plays these guys pull off.
It's such a unique esport at that, but we could shovel accolades onto the awesome esport of Rocket League all day long. Nice forced 50-50s that would end up like 51-49s after a ball just gets hit by both sides and doesn't really go anywhere a couple different times. Just like that, still being fought over, but ball just traveling, covering a little bit more land and area here. Nice shot by Ethanol, but that's just tapped off a little bit. Again, nobody really taking advantage here.
Yeah, and this is the match that everyone came to see. The two powerhouses of Group 1 duking it out, trading blows. Chalks with another chance for Missouri at a long-range goal, that time again off target.
Oh, there you go. He uses the Missouri player to get the angle required because that was before wall. I love it. Fantastically done. Watch this.
And I love the ball control as well from Adverse, touching that one 3 times, bringing it all the way down the pitch mid-air, and as you mentioned, perfectly using the defender to get the goal. And that is the go-ahead goal. UTA, for the first time in this series, going to score first, and that is a big one for them.
Fantastically done. Forecasted like a weatherman as we hit halftime here. Yeah, not much I can say about that one. If there's other defenders, might have been a different story, but there simply was not. Nice motion here as Ethanol answers, typical Missouri fashion. That's a defensive pop coming out and towards one of the corners of the side of UTA, and just like that, possession changed and offensive pressure reversed.
Yeah, now coming back the other way is UTA. Actually, they don't like what they see. They're going to go ahead and back up, try and win it in the midfield and go back in again. However, Missouri not going to let them win it in the midfield very easily. They're threatening now to come back the other way. Homeless Baby looking for a shot, but Genghis and Adverse both there to contest. Now passed over into the middle, but Echo Clutch with a nice clear. Adverse shot on goal. He's off target, and it doesn't get the bounce. Homeless Baby bringing it back out for the side of Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, these are players that have the capability all day long of making those rebound shots again. Adverse just might have been going a little bit too fast, not 100% sure, but that was an open goal. Could have been a little bit more points on this board had that been laid. Now, Chalks, a nice shot towards the middle. Adverse blocking, wasn't going in, but still buying his team a little bit. Now, there's a demolition, fighting 3-2 for the time being. This is all over. Chalks not able to get the horizontal that he needs and almost walks the dog all the way in.
Yeah, and right there what I see is a series of unfortunate events for the side of Missouri. They had several chances to get that ball in the goal from several different players, and they just couldn't find the angle. They weren't quite prepared for the rebounds, and I gotta say, undisciplined play from Missouri. That could have been their chance for an equalizer. However, they're still looking for more. Homeless Baby and Echo Clutch challenging in the midfield. Echo Clutch gonna win it out, and now UTA putting on more pressure on this Missouri team. The clock is running out. It is not on their side. Bounced it off the back wall, but another good save is going to keep things out of harm's way for UTA.
Yes. No winners, no losers decided quite yet because we're in this 1-1 series. Chalks forecasting this one again. Nicely done, recognizing when and where this ball was coming in. Uses backboard to flip his momentum around and gets right there just in time. Homeless Beatty and Missouri trying to continue this offensive pressure. Just where he needs to be is Chalks. 10 seconds or so to go. The turnaround is going to happen for Missouri. It needs to happen right now. Until this ball touches the ground at 0. He'll still be playing though, D Cool J.
Yeah, as soon as it hits the ground, it is over, and that's not the touch that Chalks wanted, giving the victory to UTA, who, after going down in game 1, is now at match point over Missouri. That one was 1-0, a very closely fought match between these two teams.
Yeah, now we're getting our extra rounds. A little game 4 action. This is best of 5. Will we see a game 5? Who knows? I was distraught to try and provide a prediction earlier game. I'm definitely going to claim, responsibility for getting it right. If we do go to game 5 and pretend, you guys can't look back at that video and tell that I didn't give a definitive answer. So that's how I'm going to play that one. If we go to game 5, of course. Yeah,
but that is a big if. Missouri, of course, they won game 1. They came out fast, but UTA's flipped the tables on them. All these games have been close and could go either way, and we'll see if Missouri can make it go their way this time around. Chalk's going for an early shot on goal. He's just a little bit off target, though.
Yeah, well, we saw an 8-second goal earlier here on stream, and just like that, Adverse has a little bit of a runaway. And action coming forward side of UTA. And Cool J, what were you saying?
Well, we just see a classic overcommit from Missouri. They thought they had an early opportunity, and they end up giving one away to the side of UTA, who's going to get that first.
Away to UTA indeed. It was a poet and he didn't even know it. I love it. UTA is striking early, striking first. Definitely the momentum and the foot forward they want to put. Ethanol with another fantastic defensive stop. That has been characteristic of this player so far.
Yeah, UTA really right now, they're trying to cement first place. If they win this series, as we mentioned earlier, they will be first place outright in Group 1 going into Week 3. That is where they want to be. They want to secure their place in the playoffs. But Missouri, they still have something to say about it. Missouri is looking for a victory. UTA has to try and keep this one going. A 1-goal lead is never safe in Rocket League, and there's a great setup. Chalks with the demo, and Homeless Baby taking an easy open net.
So I think that's a couple different scorers now that have come off the back of really immediately preceding offensive demolition, right? Just straight up making the numbers advantageous for yourself, pushing this 3-2 and pushing a defender, taking advantage of the numbers. Now, something I guess we have to re-mention, right? We came into this, neither of these two teams dropping a map. That has now happened on both sides. So again, neither of these two teams coming out bloodless.
And Chalks there with a long-range shot attempt off the sidewall. Echo Clutch there just in time for the save. Now Adverse playing it into the midfield. Echo Clutch with a shot towards goal, but he just misses it, and that could have been huge because Missouri was overextended again. UTA could have gone with the go-ahead goal, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for them. Now Missouri bringing it back the other way. We'll see if they can do anything with it, but Adverse puts a stop to that attack real quick.
Yeah, just like that, UTA assumes their offensive pressure. Ball coming all around and dropping down these defensive Missouri players, and just like that, that's Rocket League for you. Possession goes the other way. Now UTA on defense. Trying to set something up here, kind of midfield or so. A lot of these shots from Missouri recently have been too high, but just like that, that's not a high shot, that's a pass. Chalks takes advantage of it, slams this one in from very close by.
Yeah, some of them are too high, some of them are too low, but that one from Chalks was just right. Putting it in, taking the go-ahead goal. Missouri is exactly where they want to be right now. They want to force a Game 5. They want to take this one to UTA. They want to show that they deserve their place at the top.
Echo Clutch was in a bad position there for a second, but just like that, the assist from Adverse on a pinch sends this one flying towards the other side. Now, centered decently. Homeless Baby gets there first, though, pushing this midfield, and that's going to be a solid bounce around. A little bit of time purchase for UTA on the defense as Chalks and Ethanol get up close, personal, and aggressive.
Now Ethanol firing one goal where it goes off the side wall, not quite on target. Maybe he was trying to set up his teammates. In any case, Missouri gonna have to retry this one, and Chalks putting one in again. His second goal of the match, and actually second goal in the last minute.
Yeah, like maybe even, what, 45 seconds or so? That was, maybe 30 seconds. Yeah, I guess that difference is negligible, but a very good point. Chalks coming out, really showing out on stream past a little bit. Now, perfectly halftime, 3-1 advantage for Missouri, and again, UTA is not in a situation they frequently find themselves in.
Yeah, definitely not a comfortable position for UTA. We'll see how they respond, because so far they haven't been in a place where they're down by even more than one goal, and even before that, they really weren't used to being down at all. Yeah. Now we'll see. Homeless Baby playing it towards the center. Missouri is threatening to score again.
Nasty pop over the side. UTA dealing with it well, though. Echo Clutch getting this up and over, buying lots of time for team. But that one started. Chalks trying to set this one up. Homeless Baby attempting to answer from the side. Not happening too much. Just like that. Missouri now on the defense. Ball comes towards the middle. UTA players playing a little bit too close to this and not able to respawn on the other side. Missouri busting out the right, and now, just like that, trying to find a fourth goal.
Trying to find a fourth goal indeed. Adverse trying to bring it back the other way, though, because UTA, they need to get back in this game. A little less than a minute and a half to go. Missouri is still fighting hard in this midfield. They're not letting UTA getting anything done.
Yeah, constant pressure, interactions, attempted intercepts, even if they don't happen, has really just been what Missouri is doing. It kind of seems like they're shying towards, not completely, but shying towards the keep-away method at this point.
And, you know, the keep-away method may be a little childish, but it is certainly effective. It's going to make things so much more difficult for UTA to keep it going. Adverse, though, he's trying to get things going, trying to start the engine for this UTA offense. Echo Clutch playing it towards the middle. Chalks with a clearance, though. Genghis and Echo Clutch are in the midfield, but Chalks comes flying over them to win that ball. It's bouncing around in front of UTA's goal. However, Missouri, they're playing it slow right now. They're not worried about scoring. They're just worried about protecting their own half. 3-1, 30 seconds to go, and this one is all but over for UTA. However, 3 goals in 30 seconds has been done before. There was an opportunity right there, Echo Clutch with a shot on goal, but it gets stopped. Now, 19 seconds, UTA is going the wrong way with this one. They've got to figure out a way to bring it back down the pitch, score, and then score again. How are they going to do it?
The only way to do it is to have all 3 players commit as much as they can, which is to say not playing all the way on goal. Have one player back a little bit, but pressure's there. Adverse gives a nice little block, and just like that, we have our winners. We're going to have ourselves a Game 5, because even if they score here, it doesn't matter. Ethanol taking more of an advantage side of Missouri. 4-1, just like that. We got a Game 5. Again, I 100% predicted this. I never said anything but that towards the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was telling you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the match to watch. These two teams have so much to play for right now. Both of them are probably going to be in our playoffs, and right now they're trying to see if they can't get the best possible matchups that they.
Yeah, so obviously it's not just about being on top. It's about that eventual seeding. The May 8th, 9th, and then our finals on the 10th will be what these teams have their eye on. Now we'll be back with our Game 5, giving these teams just a couple minutes to regroup, think about what they want to do again, what they want to recreate, and what they want to do differently as we go into our Game 5 between UT Arlington and Missouri. welcome back, esports fans. We are back here live with EGFC, the Power Series, and we got UT Arlington taking on Missouri. Both of these teams coming into this matchup not dropping a map yet. Now both teams have dropped 2. This is game 5. This is close as it gets, Cool J.
As close as it gets, indeed. We see 2 heavyweights trading punches, going for the victory here. It is game 5. Those are some of my favorite words in esports. It should be a fun one as we're getting going here. UTA already with some early aggression, a shot on goal from Adverse, but saved by Homeless Baby just in time.
Yeah, Homeless Baby reading that one like a book, coming through the middle, knowing the defensive player did not have enough momentum behind his car to get what they needed out of that one. Now Missouri striking first again, Cool J.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I fell asleep for a second, and all of a sudden, Chalk's all the way down the pitch, putting one on net. I wasn't expecting that to happen, but Missouri taking the go-ahead goal here in Game 5.
Yeah, that was a little Chalk's teleportation, because on one side he's playing awesome defense, on the other side of the pitch, next second I know he's right there scoring a goal against UTA, which is not a statement that many players here in the EGFC can say, because again, we're looking at both of these teams that did not drop a map coming into this game 5. Or coming into this overall matchup, excuse me. First game going to the side of Missouri. Games 2 and 3 going to UT Arlington. Game 4 going to Missouri.
Yes, indeed. Now a minute into the match, and UTA is looking for an equalizer. We saw, of course, Missouri with that incredible first goal. Homeless Baby coming on the other way. Oh, and again, Missouri with the demolition strat to give an open goal.
Yeah, I would bet my bottom dollar that was in comms in between games 4 and 5 there, that Missouri has realized the advantage that they took from taking a demolition as they push this offensively. Now, once they're there, there's only so much you can do, but started out, they get over there, they take one down, and then frequently they've been able to put a second one in after that. That was Homeless Baby that did a lot in the previous play.
So the question that's on my mind is how can UTA respond to this strategy from Missouri? I really think the thing is they need to win the ball in the midfield more. The only other option is to play even more defensive than they already are, have 2 guys there ready for the save, but being down 2 goals, they can't afford to go passive. They need to try and prevent the shot opportunities before they even happen so that they can't fall prey to these demolition strategies.
If the question is, what does UTA to come back on this one after nasty 2-score deficit, I would say actually just put this ball up in the air more, challenge Missouri to get up close, up top, use as much of their boost as possible, and then see what comes out. Now, UTA is very, very good in the air. They've shown that they can do a lot of different things with balls up when they're forcing their opponents to stay in the same position as them up in the air and see what they can do up there. So that's my answer. Just simply force Missouri to get aerial just like you.
Yeah, we'll see if they can force Missouri's hand. Maybe they will have an advantage flying the friendly skies. Adverse is trying to do just that, playing it off the ceiling there. It bounces in front of the goal, but no one's there to follow up on the rebound. Echo Clutch with a center play of his own, but it just goes right into the hands of Homeless Baby in Missouri.
Yeah, Homeless Baby played that perfectly, bringing it out, but a double commit on the offense and the takeaway, just like that. There's pressure against Missouri again. Now, these are situations in which UTA can score, but they've just simply found that a lot easier said than done so far in this game 5.
A lot easier said than done, indeed. I agree with you perfectly. We can say all the crazy things that we want. But all that matters is here and now, as Genghis is showing UTA still got some fight.
Yeah, nice takeaway right here. Chalks is trying to get something done. I think that might have actually been a slight mistake by Chalks. As he's coming down off the wall, that is not exactly, obviously, the angle that you want going towards goal. Now, going towards centered, if you have a teammate there, that's a different story. But also, you want this ball playing very, very close. Otherwise, obviously, members like Genghis going to take advantage of that one when they presented the opportunity. Now, pressure against Missouri again. UTA trying to double up on this one.
Yeah, and honestly, I was disappointed there. The ball was perfectly placed over the center of the goal. I mean, it was upper half. There was a perfect opportunity for someone to come in and finish it off, but UTA, they just weren't in position. I don't know if that was a comms thing, or if maybe they just weren't planning for that ball to be set up so perfectly, but I would have liked to see them putting it in there. Down a goal with a minute left to go. They need to be thinking about how to score.
Nice interaction from Genghis. We've seen this guy with a lot of intercepts, a lot of interruption, and whether that's buying time for team, whether that's actually taking possession, whether it's actually making shots, Genghis has really been showing out in our game 5. Baby, and this really has just been going back and forth the past full 2 minutes since we hit 2 minutes on the clock. Excuse me, just been going back and forth possession-wise from UTA in Missouri.
And now with less than a minute to go, you know, the possession has, I mean, I really agree with you. We shall see. UTA now, 30 seconds left. They are threatening. Chalks, though, bringing it into the corner, back down the pitch. He plays it into the midfield. Adverse is going to win it there, but it's not going to bring it back into Missouri's half for now. However, that could be a hit that starts off a run for them. 20 seconds now. UTA needs a goal. Missouri is firmly in the lead, firmly in the driver's seat. 15 seconds left to go. This is it for all the marbles. Whatever happens right here, this could be the last chance for UTA. They've got to put it in and force overtime. This is game 5. They need to win this match. Genghis playing it goalwards. That could have been the hit that kills them, though, as it plays it right into Chalks' hands. Chalks coming back down the other way. He wants to style on him and get a last-second goal. He's not going to make it happen, but Missouri with a 2-1 victory, taking the series 3-2 and cementing their place for now at the top of Group 1.
Yes, sir. UT Arlington now 3-1 again. Giants can bleed. Missouri now 3-0. They did drop 2 maps there, and again, that is the first two, excuse me, that they dropped overall in the series across a couple weeks. So, UT Arlington 3-1, Missouri 3-0 after what? 2-3 going Missouri. Game 2, 2-1 going towards UT Arlington. Game 3, 1-0 going UT Arlington. Game 4 going 4-1, the biggest score deficit. Our matchup tonight going Missouri. And then Game 5, the barn burner going the way of Missouri. 1-2, close as it gets. Score difference of 1.
Yeah, but the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this fantastic Rocket League action, we're not done just yet. We've got one more match left tonight. Missouri going to be returning to the pitch alongside the University of North Dakota. While we get that ready for you, we're going to go to a quick break. Don't go.
And we are back. It's sports fans. This is the EGFC. I'm FBI Tugboat, joined with Cool J. And now we got Homeless Baby over on the side for Missouri after they took a 3-2 overall series victory against UT Arlington. Missouri still undefeated. Arlington now 3-1. So we got a few questions for you with Cool J. He's going to start you off, Homeless Baby.
Yeah, first I just want to say thanks for joining us for the interview. So I wanted to ask, you guys started off very strong in game 1, and then games 2 and 3 you faltered a little bit, losing those ones to UTA. And I was wondering what was going on with your team during those games.
Well, as far as our team, I mean, we got off really good, in game 1, but in games 2 and 3, it was kind of a combination of us just being awkward the entire game. Like a lot of us, like we weren't thinking things through, and also UTA also stepped up their game, so they kind of capitalized on our mistakes.
Okay, gotcha. So the adaptation is what I'm hearing. I'm with it. Want to ask, as far as UTA players, offensive or defensive, who is doing the best?
Definitely adverse. He had so many solo goals, and just like I think one game he had like 8 saves or something like that. So it was like he was basically carrying the entire team the whole time.
Really coming in clutch. And of course, adverse did come in for Nova, so he did not have the same warm up game. So interesting answer.
Yeah, I wanted to come in with the third question here, and I wanted to ask, game 4 was your big turnaround. That was the biggest goal differential of the entire series, winning it by 3 goals. It was 4-1. And I'm wondering what really was the difference there in you making that turnaround and really getting a big.
Well, after like games 2 and 3, we were kind of frustrated with ourselves about how we were playing, and I was just kind of looking at the scoreboard, and I realized, we all three kind of realized that adverse. He was the only one doing anything. So we thought if we, for one, played a little bit wider, but for 2, also just like demoed adverse, or at least make him like more awkward, then we can, make it easier on ourselves to score. And so that's what we did.
We definitely saw some really fiery, explosive demolitions come through, and the advantage you guys took from it. Interesting stuff. Just to close out here, last question for you, Homeless Baby. UTA at a 3-2 scoreline, I think it's safe to say, gave you a run for your money. I want to ask about any other teams in the EGFC that you guys, Missouri, are looking out for.
I really don't think there's anyone. I think we're pretty much on top. So
I like it. Confidence exuded here by Homeless Baby. Want to thank him again for coming in here and giving a minute of his time. I'm FBI Tugboat here with Cool J. We'll be back with Missouri taking on the University of North Dakota here in just a couple minutes. And we are back here, esports fans. Got EGFC going. This is our last matchup of the day. Missouri taking on the University of North Dakota. I'm FBI Tugboat, joined here with Cool J. Man, Hans down in producer's box, making our jobs just so much easier. We do appreciate that. Cool J, what are we looking at here today?
Well, this is the last match of the day. We just saw Missouri take on UT Arlington and get a close victory. It was a fun match all around. Missouri now at the top of the group, firmly in place there. We saw North Dakota earlier today getting a victory against Wichita State. It was their first victory so far in the group. So this one could be a difficult one for North Dakota. Missouri certainly is feeling confident about this one. We're already seeing some card changes coming out from them.
Yeah. So this is Missouri and the University of North Dakota both coming off of a win. Whoever rides that pressure will prove to be victorious here in our last match of the day. 20 seconds. It's a lot of pressure so far against North Dakota. Chalks, no reason to stop that one now. That's the Batman card.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that he made that one look effortless, bringing that one in past two defenders, no less.
Yeah, Red Rocket tries the midair intercept. Not going to happen. I think he might have actually ran into teammate on that defensive-wise. Might just be what happens when you have too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, not the start North Dakota was hoping for. However, Cannonball with the early shot on goal, tried for the kickoff play, but it gets stopped by Ethanol. Red Rocket going for a challenge. This is what I like to see from these teams. You know, Missouri has looked very strong so far, but UND is still playing aggressive. This time, though, Chalk's going to punish them yet again. He scored 2 goals in the first 45 seconds.
Yes, that's 3 shots, 2 goals, 45 seconds. A solid stat line if there ever was one, Cool J. This is Missouri solidly in the driver's seat. They want to continue on this pressure and, yeah, not to let University of North Dakota get any points whatsoever. We've seen some bigger games, what, 6-0 for UT Arlington against Wichita earlier. Performances like that is what Missouri wants to recreate.
Yeah, they really just want to show their dominance. They want to, you know, show everyone just how good they are. Homeless Baby getting a demo there onto Cannonball. And now, actually, Missouri, it seems like their attack has been thwarted. UND trying to bring it down the other way, but Ethanol with a nice clearance there.
Okay, that was a little bit confusing there for a second. Altoid just took a second to respond down bottom, but he's got that centered decently. Chalk's trying to position this one around, give Ethanol a little bit of time. Like you said, the wholesale changes as far as their lineup and cars they deciding to use from the side of Missouri. Now, that could be for many reasons, right? I want to ask you why Missouri made the changes they made.
Well, so generally what I've learned from being in the Rocket League scene, as Ethanol scores a 3rd goal there, is that technically all of the cars are supposed to be the same, but the players have this idea that there are certain cars that are just better, and that there are other cars that are basically unusable. And when a team is feeling particularly confident, that's when you start to see them go away from the, shall I say, meta cars into more of the more niche,
more personal picks.
Yeah,
personal picks.
But the thing is, they all have almost the exact same hitboxes, so it really shouldn't make a big difference. But you know, I feel like it's almost like a superstitious thing at this point. Like, teams do it for good luck when they're feeling confident, you know? I don't know.
I'm with it. I mean, superstition, I feel like it's kind of one of those things, if you believe in it, it'll happen, right? And to an extent, I think everybody is, falls prey to the luck gods. But that's not what Missouri wants to hear, as they're up 3-0, having earned all 3 of their shots so far. A lot of pressure has been against the University of North Dakota. This ball is not frequently made from orange side to blue side for very long, at least.
Yeah, definitely not for long. That's what I was going to say as well. Red Rocket with a demo there, but actually North Dakota threatening a little bit. Ethanol dealing with that one, but Altoid maybe going to win this challenge here in the midfield. It's going to go pretty 50-50 on that one. Red Rocket playing it back down, and this is what I like. North Dakota putting a little bit of pressure on Missouri, but it seems like Missouri, they're not sweating. They're not worried about this one at all. As Homeless Baby brings it back down the other way, an air dribble. He puts it over Cannonball and over the goal. Chalk's trying to put it in, but unfortunately not on target.
Great job by Altoid responding there as quickly as he could, popping this one up, buying team time to regroup, circle around. Not going to happen, though. Homeless Baby coming flying in the other side. Missouri up now 4-0. So I want to talk a little bit about, weapons or plays that these individual teams have. Missouri's side, we talked to him in the interview a little bit, made it clear that the pre-score demolition was something they were going to set their sights onto. What other weapons or plays that you have seen Missouri commit or perform so far do you think that they'll pull out of the bag if this gets a little bit more competitive?
Well, honestly, I really think Missouri's biggest weapon is their team play. We saw it right there at the end. All three members had a touch on that ball before that last goal. Even against a team like North Dakota, where even in this game where it does seem like they're playing a little bit more relaxed, they are still sticking to their fundamentals, still have great communication, and still making these set plays really work for them. I kind of mentioned this earlier during the Wichita State match. If North Dakota wants to come back, they need to force Missouri to sweat. They need to force them to work hard. They can't really because right now Missouri, I mean, I can kind of picture them. They're just laying back in their gaming chairs. They're making whatever plays they want. And I think North Dakota has to put a little bit of disruption in there, really make things a little more difficult for Missouri. And that's when you start to see mistakes come through, and that's when you can try and punish them.
Yeah, force the mistakes, 100%. I'm right there with you. 30 seconds or so. Keep away plays coming in from Missouri down towards the end of this. No reason to alleviate the offensive pressure right now, but also no sense in allowing offensive shots from the side of the University of North Dakota as well. So 15 seconds, this match is effectively over. We're seeing game one go the way of Missouri, and University of North Dakota having to find some weapons of their own. Have to reach down the pocket, find something, pull it out, and try and take some sort of advantage over the side of Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri with a dominating game one victory, 4-0, but I almost feel like that scoreline wasn't representative enough of how well Missouri played there. North Dakota is certainly going to have to figure out a way to turn it around in game.
Indeed. If I had to put my finger on something, I'd really have to put it towards stopping the Missouri interceptions. A lot of these happen third field on either side, and Chalks, but especially Baby, are these players that almost always find themselves there, that kind of odder midfield situation, but the predictions there and the consistent presence of them there allows them to set up interceptions and maintain possessions when North Dakota is just trying with all their might to get this ball just simply away from their goal. That's something that North Dakota, I think, can play a little bit better on, but that is really splitting hairs at this point.
Yeah, and we'll see if any of those things can make the difference here in game two as we are getting underway. Missouri with some early aggression getting thwarted by North Dakota side, but once again, it looks like Missouri is looking to make their living in North Dakota.
Yeah, I know how this is, man, playing Rocket League. This is just rough. Following first, the momentum just in every way put by the foot forward here by Missouri. That was something else I was going to say. If University of North Dakota wants some momentum on this, they want the Tides to go their way, they have to strike first, and that hasn't happened here. May happen in game 3 or beyond. This is not done for the University of North Dakota. They've shown that they can play some impressive Rocket League. I think they just might need to get out of their own heads a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think they're definitely in their own heads. They're playing a little scared. I want to see them play with some confidence. Who knows if that's going to be the difference against this strong Missouri team, but when they're playing scared like this, if you don't think you can win, you're not going to win. You've got to believe in yourself, believe in your teammates, and try and just make some things happen. Have some fun with it, because at the end of the day, it's all about the game.
I'm with that. Nobody would be here if they did not enjoy playing the amazing e-sport of Rocket League. Nice little 50-51 now, actually, by Cannonball. Nice rebound there. Again, it's not the first touch of the ball, it's usually the second.
Yeah, he actually won 2 50-50s there in a row to bring it back down the pitch. Unfortunately, once he got there, he didn't know what to do with it, and Chalks, oh my goodness, the air dribble passing it off to Ethanol. Look at this play, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible.
That's Chalks there handing over the keys to the plane that was delivering that ball the way in to Homeless Baby. Homeless Baby just needing a tiny little tap on there on the end. Nice assist and complete setup play there by Chalks. Nicely done. That was just quintessential Rocket League, my man.
Oh!
As is that. Altoid responding in fine flashy formation there, making it look easy too.
Yeah,
He has all the interaction in the world, man. He still gets it done.
I could see that one setting up. I could see the play taking place. The ball played into the corner, back into the center for Altoid. And I was just on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my goodness, Missouri's going to save this for sure, but just barely not in time. Now, a 1-goal lead, and North Dakota has broken the curse. They've gotten that first goal, and now we'll see if they can put some more in.
Yeah, they've broken the ice here. It's really the first step in many, many ways. Well, I have to shout this out, man. University of North Dakota, when they have these setup plays, they are able to execute them well. There was no better example of that than their game one, or than their first point here. On the other side, though, defense is just taking advantage of by Missouri pretty frequently. I think that's also pretty representative of the goal that we just saw inside of Missouri. So.
Yeah, I wonder, are we seeing a communication issue? Are we seeing just over committing to these offensive rotations? I'm not really sure, but North Dakota definitely not in sync right now.
If I was a betting man, Cool J, which of course I'm not, I would say that it's probably not so much a communication issue for the University of North Dakota. It's more so when they are taking this ball, it's either the necessary pressure coming out from Missouri and being taken away, or they're just not maintaining ball possession close enough to get something done. Repositioning after you've set up a shot is not the way to go.
Yeah, well, I liked that one there for North Dakota. They took a page out of Missouri's book going for the demo shot. Unfortunately, it just went off target, and Homeless Baby brought it back down the pitch and punished them again for overcommitting.
There's an interesting play here, right? Ethanol just comes flying in. He's usually been the player to tap this one aerially, but Homeless Baby just keeps it low and tight. He's flying in, taps it exactly where it needs to, and University of North Dakota players are simply not set up enough defensively to respond. 4-1 advantage now Missouri as we hit halftime.
Now the ball brought over into the middle by Missouri. However, that was not the hit they're looking for. Red Rocket playing it back down the other way. Chalks is the only one back to defend. Ethanol gets the rotations just in time, and they're going to thwart another offensive run from North Dakota.
Solid centered ball here from Missouri, but nobody there to answer it quite yet. And just like that, pressure is against them. Mid-court shots as Altoid trying to get this one in, but Ethanol putting this up top and showing what he can do in the air. Almost getting that cornered out, but defense is there. Again, it's usually not about the first shot, but the second shot.
Now, ooh.
Is that going to drop? Nope.
Yeah, Ethanol trying to lay it up, though. Chalks now in the corner, trying to play this off the ceiling, centered up for his teammate. Homeless Baby, though, he can't quite get there in time. Altoid gonna knock it away. Now Cannonball bringing it back down the pitch, coming into the corner with this ball, but Ethanol with a nice controlling touch gonna disrupt their offensive flow. They were going for another demo shot play. Ethanol making a good play to keep it away from the goal, but Cannonball with a perfectly timed hit.
Nicely done. So, yeah, I gotta shout this out. So since last score, this is a University of North Dakota team that seems like they definitely have communicated this, because what they're doing is interrupting Missouri players whenever one of them has the ball. Whenever they're singled up on the ball, they're just getting up there and just touching it no matter what. Now, that randomosity, that shaking of the soda there results in a lot of chaos and unpredictability of ball, but University of North Dakota is usually there to capitalize on it afterwards. Now, that is exactly what just happened there. If that ball was a little bit lower, this would be looking at a 3-4 scoreline, these two teams lining up with the 50-50 again after North Dakota takes advantage of unpredictability again, not knowing exactly where the ball is going to go. Taking a shot is just barely off. Oh my. Man, oh man, I get done talking up the University of North Dakota, and they simply do not show the same prowess on defense than they have on offense. And I mean, maybe it's that, or maybe it's just Missouri who sets up these plays consistently. I really don't know, honestly. I shouldn't say it like that.
Yeah, and there is the hat trick for Ethanol, but no, I actually agree with you, Tug. I think that really what we saw from North Dakota was making a lot of the plays that I was talking about. They were playing with more confidence. They were forcing North Dakota to work for their goals. We're seeing that, or they were forcing Missouri, sorry, to work for their goals. And I really like that play style. We're starting to, when we saw them get a couple goals out of it as well. I liked them. They've tried to set up the demo goal a couple times as well, using some of Missouri's own medicine on them. But Missouri just so good, putting in yet another one there. We're seeing Ethanol with a hat trick in this match.
Yeah, that was chalked there. I believe the Batman car flying through the air, getting that perfect little touch. Angling this one out just perfectly. Now, 6-2, 30 seconds left. I do believe a University of North Dakota victory would only come off the back of Missouri players just putting the controllers down. If they challenge these 50-50s, there's almost no way that this can result in a tie.
Yeah, as they say, this one is all over but the crying. However, the series is not over just yet. There is still game 3, but Missouri now going to be at match point. And North Dakota, while they have shown signs of life, still has not shown enough potential to maybe take a game. We'll see if they can turn that around, though. As we look towards game 3, what are you expecting them to do, Tug?
Man, with a game 1 score at 4-0, a game 2 score at 6-2, advantage of 4 scores beside of Missouri, I don't believe that I can really predict much else besides that. At least a 2 or 4 score advantage for the side of Missouri in our game 3. I'd love to see a game 5. I'd love to see North Dakota wake up here and really give Missouri a run for their money, at least push it to a game 4, a 3-1 scoreline, but we shall see as we come in. Looking at shots, 6 for Ethanol, 2 chalks, 3 homeless baby, everybody getting a solid share of this ball time.
Yeah, 11 shots on goal. I love to talk about the shots on goal. In my opinion, I think it's one of the most important stats in the game. And I really think that the high volume teams are always going to come out on top. That's what we saw there from Missouri. We'll see if they can keep up their pace. They're looking to finish this one out, stay on top of the group here, and finish with a 4-0 record over the first 2 weeks of the EGF Power Series. Meanwhile, North Dakota, they're looking to fight back, take a game or 2, or even 3, as Cannonball looking to splash one in there. You can't quite find it, but Red Rocket going to finish it off for him.
There you go. University of North Dakota striking first. First bloods their way. They want to keep on this momentum. Going to keep on with this pressure and keep shooting. As you were just saying, the attempts are almost more important against side Missouri.
And this is really what I like to see from North Dakota. The thing is, those openings are there. This Missouri team, they're good, they're not perfect. So when we see North Dakota start playing more aggressive, they're going to get those opportunities for shots on goal. Chalks, though, with some incredible mechanical play there. However, just a little bit off target on that.
Trying to get on himself. As we mentioned, defensive players inside, University of North Dakota not going to let that one happen so easily. This is a different story, though. Now that's 1 goal, 2 shots for our man, Cannonball. Nicely done. We had him in a interview a little while ago. I would not be surprised if University of North Dakota starts pulling out the demolition soon.
Yeah, I'm going to rate that Cannonball a 10 out of 10. A perfect splash into the goal. 2-0 now with just a little bit less than a minute into the game. Missouri now in an unfamiliar position. They did get some experience playing from behind against UTA, but being down 2, I'm interested to see how they respond. I know that they feel like they're a better team than the North Dakota side, but North Dakota bringing the fight to them here in game 3.
What I've seen so far is University of North Dakota double or triple up on these defenses to try and get this ball out. When you simply don't have a player in midfield to intercept it or at least tap it, keep momentum of ball on, it's going to be hard. And so far, Missouri has really answered this half court so far, half pitch, half field, whatever you call it.
Yeah, definitely making the plays that they need to make. Cannonball, though, that was not the time for a misplay. Oh, Homeless Baby had an open goal, and he just hit it off target. Really, Missouri going to be wishing they could have that one back. 3 minutes left to go now, and they are still not on the board.
Yeah, uncharacteristic plays, right? Homeless Baby has really been the standout player for the side of Missouri so far. And I do believe if you just let that ball trajectory continue on, then seen the first goal from Missouri so far in this game. Altoid with that demolition, answered midfield by Homeless Baby. Getting across Altoid here, and pressure's on against North Dakota.
Yeah, but this really is the power of getting those early goals, and we actually heard in our interview with Homeless Baby earlier sometimes Missouri does get frustrated with their play, and they really start to get down on themselves. So, being down early could be just the ticket for North Dakota to take a game.
Yeah, it's all about that mental mindset, Cool J. We've said it before, we'll say it again. There's a competition. These are human beings playing just like that. Ethanol taking advantage of, I think that was 2 different defensive players missing, unfortunately.
We actually see Altoid knocking this one in for them. I think it was certainly going to go in anyway, but especially unfortunate.
We saw sort of the similar play. I more respect the player who goes on defense knowing that if he does not act, this will go in. If it's your own at that point, I can live with that. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I agree. No other option there. Still not the best feeling knowing you knocked one into your own goal, but I like the effort from Altoid there to go and try for it, knowing that it was going to go in anyway. We see Red Rocket playing it into the corner now. A 1-goal lead for North Dakota. We've seen that it's basically hanging by a string in the world of Rocket League. However, with the way North Dakota has come out here in Game 3, Missouri is really going to have to work hard to try and get an equalizer here.
An equalizer is hard to find from Missouri because I feel like there's been a lot of different things attempted, a lot of plays performed here, and so far, the University of North Dakota is answering in kind.
Yeah, but now coming the other way is Missouri, and there it is, the equalizer goal from Chalks off the assist from Homeless Baby, and this was a pure team play. Ethanol setting it up for Homeless Baby, setting it up for Chalks. 1, 2, 3, and that's what they wanted, tied up with a little bit less than 90 seconds to go.
Yeah, man, I predicted a 3-0 here for the side of Missouri. Pressure's on for North Dakota. They've been spending this entire game up. Now the pressure will determine whether or not UND folds, or if they push this to a Game 4. We'd love to see more Rocket League, and just as it comes in, cornered out by Cannonball, fantastic defensive performances by this guy.
And, I was thinking it before, I didn't say it, but I really feel like Missouri, now that they've tied this game up, I don't think there's any way North Dakota wins this match. North Dakota has looked really good so far, but I think Missouri now has found their stride. It's going to be much more difficult for them to get anything going. Red Rocket, though, looking to prove me wrong. Flying in, flying high, and getting the goal.
Yeah, keeping the dream alive here is Red Rocket. Love to see it. Homeless Baby not on top of that one, and means himself a little bit top left, calling the what a save. Not able to touch that one. So, advantage 1, University of North Dakota. I'll say it again, lead of 1 is no lead indeed in Rocket League.
Yeah, hanging by a string it is, and Missouri, they are holding the scissors, ready to cut that lead. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite hook up with it that time, but oh no! Chalks winning it in the midfield, and all the way through! Oh my goodness, incredible!
That's like a pinch against the perfect 90-degree angle on the top bar. Watch this. I wish we could slow this down, but that's perfect right there. Chalks hitting exactly where he needs to on top of ball, tying this one up. We have 4 threes across the top here, Cool J. 3, 3, 3, 3.
Yeah, I relate heavily to Homeless Baby, who was following up, hoping for the rebound, and just ended up watching his teammates style on North Dakota in the best way possible. Homeless Baby was really looking to get in on that play, but he was just a spectator, just like you and I, Tugboat. And oh my goodness, Missouri was going for another setup right there. Ethanol, though, just couldn't quite get the timing.
Missouri has all but purchased themselves overtime, but they really want to get this in here. This is so slow. It's such a slow ball. Oh my God, Chalks doing it again here, maintaining that cool, calm, and collected outlook on life. I love to see it. Look at this. Like, literally every single UND player just kind of throws that hitbox at this ball. Mixed results, we'll say. And Chalks just seriously keeping the cool, even disposition on that one, not forcing the shot in, not going fast, not messing up. Missouri up 3-0 after some very impressive plays by our man Chalks.
And there it is, Missouri. They're going to take the series, and they are going to cement their place at the top of Group 1 here after 2 weeks of EGF play for that group. And onward to seeing what they can do in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the playoffs are defined now by Missouri going up 4-0. I would not be surprised, obviously. They have not dropped an overall match, have dropped 2 maps now, as has UT Arlington, so they have the same map count, I believe. But UT Arlington 3-1, Missouri on top at 4-0, and that's UND, the University of North Dakota, now at 1-3. I do believe the fourth person, not exactly sure which team that is, but I don't believe they've taken a W quite yet, so that is your standing so far. We'll be back with you guys. Short break, we'll be back with a little bit more EGFC content. And we are back. Games are done, but we have a little interview action waiting for you. I'm FBI Tugboat joined with Cool J, and we got Chucks for the side of Missouri. Missouri just taking a 3-0 victory over the University of North Dakota here in Group 1 to stay 4-0. Chucks, how are we doing, my man?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm casting Rocket League, so you know I can complain. I think Cool J has got a little question for you. You want to rack the brain?
Yeah, so I'll start off with question number 1. I want to know what enables you to keep things going in Game 3 when North Dakota started to bring things.
I would say we were just trying to finish it off. We knew we could. We knew we were playing better than them, but they came out hot, so we just had to focus up and play our game like usual.
I hear you. Keep an even disposition. I'm with it. What I want to ask about, I believe you mentioned this a little bit, but you guys play elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, correct?
Yeah, we play in a facility.
Gotcha.
At college.
So live. No, I got you. Well, the question I wanted to ask you here is, what would you say is the big defining difference between playing with your teammates online, playing with your teammates in real life?
I would say it's better practice for when you go to LAN, and we've been to LAN, I think, once now, and we felt super confident there. And also we could help each other out, encourage each other greater in person, and have better meetings in a facility.
Okay, I hear it. Allowing for a little bit more cohesion between teammates. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely makes things easier when you're playing together. And I think that really helped you guys get to 4-0 after weeks 1 and 2. Being in that position at the top of your group, how do you feel going into week 3 of this power season?
Well, we're looking forward to it. Hoping to go flawless. I think the first against UTA, those were our first 2 losses, so hopefully you can keep flawless for those the next
Hmm.
week and get into playoffs.
I'm with it. That being the end goal for everybody, right? But
Of
you're
course.
saying that specifically not drop any more maps. UTA
Oh, for
taking your
sure.
first 2 maps off you today. I'm with it. I'm with it. To close this out here, I want to ask you something that I also asked your other Missouri teammate, and that is, what other teams you guys really looking at and anticipating competition wise that are participating in the EGFC?
Well, we talked about that after Chris said that, and uh, there's one other team. I think RIT. We've played them a couple times, and they're
Hmm.
pretty decent. So
Okay, that's the
just got to be humble with
Rochester
that.
Institute of Technology, right?
Yep.
Gotcha, gotcha. So that's who Missouri is looking out for. I can't imagine they'll put for a bad performance with them. Just that they respect the talent. Respect the talent. I'm
Yep.
FBI Tugboat here with Cool J. We're signing off. Chalks. It's been the player coming in for an interview for the side of Missouri. We want to thank you guys for watching. This has been the Electronic Gaming Federation Collegiate side. Hans down there in producer's box. We want to give a shout out to him as well. And we'll be back with you guys more exciting Collegiate Rocket League here tomorrow, same time, same place.